President Yoon Suk-yeol chaired his regular economic affairs meeting on this Thursday, but the 80-minute-long session was definitely a departure from his previous meetings that had been held behind closed doors for the most part. To find out more, our editor-in-chief Moon Connyoung joins us live from the presidential office. Connyoung, how and why was this edition of President Yoon's economic affairs meeting different this time around?
Right, Devin. Even as the global economy is headed into recession, like you said, we saw the South Korean economy eke out a small growth of 0.3% in the third quarter. But with a mix of rising interest rates, elevated inflation, and a slowing exports clouding the future of this economy, South Korea's cabinet and senior officials gathered here at the nation's top office to devise comprehensive measures to revitalize the economy. Now, headed by President Yoon Suk-yeol, the 11th emergency meeting on economic affairs and public livelihood took a departure from its conventional style and was carried out live by broadcast networks for the entire 80 minutes.
우리 정부는 출범 시부터 공정한 그 룰에 따라서 시장이 자율적으로 작동되도록 정부가 시스템을 관리하고 그리고 그때그때 발생하는 여러 가지 금융 실물 리스크에 대해서 정부가 안정적으로 관리함으로 해서 기업 중심, 민간 중심의 경제 성장과 경제 시스템이 가동되도록 해왔습니다.
산업이책은 어렵다고 하셨습니다.
But they shift in the global economy from a world of relative predictability to a world with more fragility, greater uncertainty, higher economic volatility, geopolitical confrontation, and more frequent and devastating natural disasters begin to hit home. The South Korean leader noted that more comprehensive, innovative policies are required to rise from this storm. Devin.
Right, Connyoung, so what did the ministers and finance chiefs have there for the president and the Korean public?
The South Korean government identified 5 key areas for policy development, namely major industries of interest. These include semiconductors, defense and nuclear power plant exports, and tax benefits for national strategic tech industries. Overseas construction, real estate in Korea, SMEs and startups, tourism and K-content, and last but not least, biohealth, AI, and the space industry. I can tell you quite a number of policies were introduced by the respective ministers out to impress both the president and the Korean public. Word has it that roughly a dozen ministers were up all night here at the presidential office rehearsing this 80-minute roundtable. And the idea of taking this regular meeting off its regular routine and going live may have done its job, really, to a certain extent, as we did see some drastic measures outlined. The SMEs minister, for instance, pledged $2 billion of investment in the digital industry in hopes to nurture 1,000 highly competitive startups in the next 5 years, and vowed to inject $35 billion to SMEs hit hardest by high rates, inflation, and plummeting Korean won. The FSC chairman promised to ease the loan-to-value ratio to 50% for those purchasing their first homes. And the culture and tourism minister announced the creation of a $350 million worth fund for the tourism industry. Now, these are just some of the key policies introduced during this 80-minute long roundtable, but we have a group coverage of the pan-government policy measures that will hopefully revive this economy later in our newscast. Devin.
All right, Moon Connyoung reporting there live from the presidential office. Thank you for that.